The road to love is exciting, funny, and sometimes can even be heartbreaking. But in the end, it'll all be worth it. Join me on my journey to love. Hey everybody, it's LaRonda and I am back with another video, and today's video is going to be a little bit of a hybrid video. I'm going to talk about my 8th first date of 2020, as well as how I feel about having had 8 first dates where only one of them led to a sort of disastrous second date. And so first I want to get into like the 8th first date was a guy that I connected with on Bumble. We talked about what we connected over was his love of plants and my musical selection that I had on my, I've got my Spotify connected to my Bumble account so people can see what kind of music I like and kind of get a little bit of an idea about that. And one of the things that he was interested in from that was that I had been listening to Slum Village, which, if you're somebody who likes kind of a melodic type of 90s hip hop, Slum Village is a really good music because they had the production of Jay Dilla, which has really melodic, I don't know, I love it. So anyway, he connected with me about that, and plus he also likes plants, which is something that I'm not used to seeing from men on profiles. And so, we connected over that because I love plants and flowers and all that kind of stuff too. So anyway, we decided to meet up on a Saturday morning and have coffee. So we met up at this little coffee shop in this cute little section of South Philly. And we had like I guess brunch, you could say. And we sat there, I think, for a good 2.5 hours. I don't know, it was a long time. So much so that the man who was working the cash register said that if we hadn't left soon, that he was going to have to put us on the payroll. So we were there for a good long time. Customers came and went, and we were just chatting about a lot of different things. The thing is about him is that I wasn't, I wasn't bowled over attracted to him, or there wasn't like this whole overwhelming sense of chemistry that I had with him or anything like that. We just were able to have conversation. And I think that, I'm one of those people that I can pretty much talk to anybody about anything, because I will just ask that person questions about themselves and, give them a chance to tell me about their childhood or whatever other kind of stuff people want to talk about. And I will listen. I'm a very good listener. So, the conversation pretty much just flowed. There weren't a whole lot of awkward moments. We just sat there talking. But at the end of it, I didn't really know whether we were going to see each other again or not. We hugged a couple of times and we talked about, he asked me, well, what's next? And I said, I'm thinking to myself, if someone has to ask me, if a man asks me what's next, I guess in my mind, maybe I'm thinking if you have to ask, probably nothing. You know what I mean? Because if he wanted or felt like there was something that he wanted to be next, whether it be a next date or a phone call or whatever it was that he would have wanted, I would have thought that maybe there wouldn't be a question about what's next. And so the fact that he asked kind of made me feel like, well, probably nothing, And anyway, we talked a little bit about, getting together again or whatever, but no concrete plans were made. We exchanged numbers, as I did with the man from the Friday night date that I talked about in my last video. We exchanged numbers, but I never heard from either one of those men again. And that leads me to my next topic on this video is like, how do I feel about having had 8 first dates where only one led to what I consider to be sort of a not so great second date? And out of all of them, only one. And, you know, as much as I try to remain optimistic and have as much fun as I can about this dating journey that I'm on, and try to keep myself open and upbeat and positive about my dating life and where it's taking me and all of that, I gotta admit, having 8 first dates, not having too many second dates, and even the ones that the dates that I thought were great or at least pretty good, not having those men even call me back either, or, you know, suggest to have a second date, or when I reach out to them not being sort of receptive of it per se. You know what I'm saying? It definitely has taken its toll on me, on my psyche, I guess you could say. And as much as I try to remain, like I said, confident and positive about it, I can't lie and say that it doesn't bother me or that I don't think about it, at least in some way. And, you know, it's not really easy, you know, because you do start to question, well, is it me? Is it something I'm saying or doing on these dates? Is it something I'm not doing? Or what, you know? And, you know, I guess I understand everybody is not going to be compatible with me, and I get that. And then even on some of these dates that I thought was really great. So, like, you know, when I started to analyze, because, you know, I talked about the Friday night date from, you know, my 7th first date, and I really thought that I would hear something back from him. And when I didn't, you know, I started to look back over the date and kind of, you know, analyze it in hindsight. And, you know, when I looked back at it, I'm thinking to myself, well, you know, I was probably asking more of the questions, or, you know, listening more to his stories than the other way around. Like, he wasn't really asking me a whole lot about myself. And as you know from things that I've said in previous videos, like, it is important for me that a man wants to get to know me just as much as I want to get to know him. And so when I'm going through these dates, sometimes I have to admit, like, I have my rose-colored glasses on and I'm seeing things in through the light of someone who is attracted to someone and has a certain level of chemistry with them, and maybe not always seeing the red flags or the things that, you know, could be red flags for me. So, you know, I remember talking to the guy and he was telling me something about, you know, he doesn't have the best relationship with his dad, and he doesn't have, I mean, his relationship is okay, I guess, with his mother, but it doesn't seem like it was this like loving relationship. And I often wonder if the relationship that you have with your parents, how that affects the way that you love other people, or whether or not you know how to love other people, plus being in the military and having a traumatic brain injury and PTSD and whatever else, how all of that would affect his ability to love someone. I don't know. But, you know, these are things that I maybe had to think about that maybe I wasn't thinking so much about, or was fully ready to go full steam ahead, like, let's do another date and see where it goes. I mean, of course, I don't see anything wrong with that, but I think that, you know, the fact that he, when I look back at things, wasn't asking me as much about me, or, you know, wasn't as curious about me as I was about him, should have been kind of a red flag, or something to make me kind of say, okay, you know, I still want to see if I can go out with him again and see where it goes, but try not to get myself all excited and get my hopes all up about it, because, you know, that is one of my red flags. And so, anyway, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you and say that this week has been great in terms of, like, my confidence in dating and finding love. Like, this week I've been questioning if it will ever happen for me, because you know, you go on so many dates and you feel so optimistic, and then you don't hear back anything. And it can be disappointing. And, you know, even for the most optimistic and, you know, even for people like me who just try to keep upbeat and positive, it's, you know, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. And if you like these videos, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified next time I upload a video or go live. I hope to go live again sometime in the future, but I don't know. I prefer to do these like videos where I can stop and edit stuff out and all that anyway. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support and all the nice comments that I get all the time, encouraging me to go ahead and keep going, you know, and my man is out there somewhere, and hopefully soon, you know, we'll run across each other and there won't be any question about what's next. It's just like we'll both just kind of know. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy dating, everybody. Bye-bye.